Really quite beautiful outside today. So the lion diet basically is nothing more than an elimination diet. And what that means is that you eliminate everything except for beef, salt, and water. And the purpose of this is not, beef, salt, and water is the end-all be-all of food, and and nothing else will do, and that's not what it's about. It's about eliminating things that your body could have reactions to. So for me, I'm not sure I'm going to stay on the lion diet. I like how it makes me feel, but then again, being on a carnivore diet, just as long as I'm not eating carbohydrates, that's what seems to be the best for me, just not eating carbs. Or of course sugar or starches or anything like that. I really have to be careful that I don't allow myself to eat things that I know are going to hurt me. And that's anything with carbohydrates, anything with sugar, anything with starches, anything that's going to cause an insulin spike is I really have to stay away from. I don't know why I'm this way. I really don't. I wish I was more normal. I could eat what I wanted and, be moderately active and that be enough. But that is not my life. It's the opposite. I could do everything right 100% of the time for a year and then mess up 1 minute of 1 hour of one day, and I'll gain 20 pounds. That's just the way it is. It's really quite horrible. You see this? This is a full marathon. I ran a full marathon in 2008, running between 50 and 70 miles per week. And in those 22 weeks of training, I gained 25 pounds of fat. Yes, of fat. That's how crazy my system is. It's a crazy disease, and one you have to be super vigilant about. But anyway, so ruminant animals are, domestically here in the United States, cows, sheep, and goats. Game-wise, deer, elk, moose, buffalo, those are all ruminant animals. And what is the significance? What is a ruminant animal? A ruminant animal is not an animal with 4 stomachs. I know, I thought the same thing. It's an animal with 1 stomach, but has 4 separate chambers. The 4 chambers of the stomach are called the rumen, the reticulum, omasum, and abomasum. But basically, the food gets filtered in. When the cow eats, it goes into the rumen. It gets, basically stored there. It's a neutral pH in there. It's not acidic. It's just kind of a storage area, because the cow will then regurgitate this food and chew on it more and break it down even more. And then it goes back into the rumen, and then the rumen, those fine pieces will collect with kind of older stuff, and then that will go down into the reticulum, and that gets processed even further, and then it goes down into the omasum, where the omasum is where it extracts all the nutrients out of the foods. Anything that has nutrient base will be pulled out and will be deposited into the bloodstream and then go into your muscles and fat on the cow. And then from there it'll go to the abomasum, which basically is like our stomachs, has all the acid, and basically breaks the food down further, then discharges it into the large intestines and so forth and so on. But by this process, because plants, I've heard this said before, an animal can run away. That's its defense mechanism. But plants can't run. So what is their defense mechanism to be eaten? Well, they have toxins in their fibers. So when you eat them, and you eat these fibers, of course, these obviously it's not enough dosage to really harm us immediately, but the long-term effects could be something. I don't know. I haven't studied it, but I do know this to be true, that the plants have toxins in them, not including all the pesticides and all the garbage that the growers put on them to keep the bugs out. that alone are toxins in and of itself. So when a ruminant animal eats these things, it actually filters out all of that stuff, filters it all out, and only through the omasum only takes the nutrients from the food and puts it into the tissue and the fat and the muscle. So that's why it's basically the best meat to start off with when you're doing an elimination diet. Once you get through, and I still consider myself on an elimination diet, only because I'm still have not got to where I need to be. So once I get to where I need to be and where I want to be, which is what I would consider optimal health, because I'm still carrying around extra weight, and that's not good. So once I get rid of the weight, and I'm like feel like my joints are completely healthy, everything's good, then I'll start really putting things back into my system, and I'll probably end up just carnivore. Is it right for you? I don't know. That's something that you're gonna have to figure out on your own. I just think it's a great place to start. So I just wanted to talk about that with you guys, and what are you guys doing? Is everybody here ruminant, lion diet, or are you carnivore? I think I got some carnivores in here. Let me know in the comments, what diet are you on, how long you've been doing it, and what are your goals? I'd like to read them. So, all right, thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one.